We are live, people. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to episode 19 of the Superhero Hour. And I have a special announcement to make. Superhero Hour will be moving locations from OnBoored to Boored at work.
Oh, we're going back?
Yes, we are going back. We're going to do a trial run. The video afterwards will be uploaded to OnBoored, but it looks like we're going to make that transition back, as we also will be having Game of Thrones starting next week, I believe.
Yes.
Next Sunday. So we'll have Game of Thrones next Sunday, right after the episode. So 15 minutes after the episode, we'll do that on Board of Work. How's it going, Charles?
Doing pretty good.
Cool. Let us get things on the road. So let's start off with some of the movies and TV show reviews. Starting off with Spider-Man HomeComing. Thoughts, people, thoughts. I want to start off with you, Charles, since you rolled in late. Super late.
Only like 4 minutes.
You don't tolerate such nonsense, man. Anyway,
But
what do you think of Spider-Man Homecoming?
I thought it was better than the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and it was definitely better than Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. But I still think the first two Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire were better.
What?
I don't know, just something about Spider-Man Homecoming felt average. It felt really average. I mean, I think the best parts of the entire movie were his best friend Ned, Happy Hogan, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I didn't hate the movie. It's just the movie felt average.
Okay, all right.
What?
Lou, kick it off. What do you think?
I thought the movie was great.
Mm-hmm.
The only person I didn't care for was not Zendaya's character, but the other one.
Liz?
The one that Liz, the girl he liked. I didn't care for her at all.
Yeah, I didn't like her either. Although I will say that I did like the surprise where it was revealed that Adrian Toomes was her father.
Yeah, that was a big turn. I thought the movie was fantastic. It is the best Spider-Man movie, period. I'll put it that way. The reason I say that is because, number one, I never liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 was a very good movie, but also this one, I think, and I've said this before, I've never been a fan of Teenage Spider-Man until this movie. It takes a lot to convince me that you can do this to make it work. What I liked about this movie is that it took modern day Spider-Man, modern times, as in where we, like this era we're in now, and took the idea of him being a teenager. The reason I said that is like the opening sequence, when he was recording all that stuff.
That's what a kid would do.
It's exactly that. So I was like, you got that right, and you got that right for teenage Spider-Man. Now, he's still a smart kid, not sharing it, but he's still, you got to capture those moments, right? And I like that. I even liked the way they did, the reason why I say this is much better, to me, even as a Marvel movie, right? This is gone past Doctor Strange. And that's my number 3 Marvel movie. Because the balance of having a hero and a villain, the villain was done so well.
Finally.
This was a story where he was a bad guy. You hated him. You understood. You could see why. And then the twist with the daughter, right? Not add another layer of complexity where Spider-Man has to know, do I really capture him? What about the daughter? All those other elements to it. So I like the fact that they had a balance of a solid hero, a solid villain, and also they had tie-ins to different Spider-Man stories and different things in the universe. Now, granted, Tony Stark makes his suits. This is what this universe is. But again, I think it just fit very well. So on those aspects, I definitely liked. Now, I'll go back to Charles, since you didn't like it that much. You thought it was okay.
I didn't hate the movie. I just thought it was average.
That's okay. That's what okay means. Okay. So you thought it was okay. What were the okay parts of the movie that you liked? And then, we'll move from there.
Well, I do agree. I think Adrian Toomes, a.k.a. the Vulture, is probably one of the best villains that we've got in the MCU. Just because, there was more to him than just being that cliche evil guy that wants to do evil things. But so I did like the villain, and like I said before, I was a huge fan of Ned, his best friend. I thought that was great. I'm hoping that that he's going to be coming back in the future Spider-Man movies. Some of the things that I thought were average, however, was what they did with Shocker. I thought Shocker was an extremely disappointing villain in this movie because they had the original Shocker, the white guy with the beard, and then they flat out killed him. And then Adrian gave the gauntlet to the black guy. Says like, "Okay, now you're Shocker," and I'm like, "What?" It was disappointing. And let's see what else. The high school.
I mean, unless you really like Shocker as a villain, I get that. But to me, I'd rather you focus on one villain and you make him good than you spend more time. So I can see that, but I hear your point there.
No, I don't know. I mean, I do understand that it's risky to put in more than one villain because it can make a bloated cast and there's so much going on. But this was an opportunity to bring Shocker to any cinematic universe, and I think they severely dropped the ball.
See, I disagree. I think you missed the point of why it was there. Shocker is still in the universe. He's not going anywhere. We also saw if you go to the post-credit scene, you see Scorpion also in there, right? And the Tinkerer was the one who made everything for everyone. So you're going to get the Sinister Six at some point. Remember, it's a 5-movie arc. So I like the fact that they put it there, and in this one, Vulture starts everything out. And you're saying, look, this is somebody who's dealing with right now, and then those motivations go forward. Eventually, remember, the only person who had a motivation against him truly was Vulture. Shocker really didn't have that much, other than he's working with Vulture, right? Now that Spider-Man has beaten him in this movie, then you have motivation for another movie. Or another, whatever. But you can't just have it where you spend time with that. Then it takes away from other things you're trying to build.
I didn't expect Shocker to be to take the focus away from Vulture. I recognize the Vulture was the main villain in the movie. It's just I was expecting Shocker to be something a little bit more than just a thug or a what's the word?
But let's be frank, Shocker's always been a thug, though. Come on.
Let's look at it like this.
He's not gone past the B-level villain for Spider-Man, really.
Shocker was better than Baron Zemo.
Yeah, actually, even that's even true. Yeah. So
all right, I'll believe that because Baron Zemo really disappointed me.
That was trash. Yeah, he
really did disappoint me.
This movie gave us 3 levels of villainry with Vulture and the 2 Shockers. You got the one Shocker who was a wild card, and then this Shocker was more grounded, who followed his orders and did what he had to do. Now, hey, could he been developed a little better? Maybe, but it wasn't his movie.
Okay.
So for what he was developed perfectly.
All right, fine. That is
a henchman
fair point.
who
that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
And the flow. The Tinkerer, brilliant. He's the one who's going to orchestrate everyone's uniform going forward. The only downside is Michael Keaton was only signed to this one movie.
Oh, he's coming back.
If they want him back, they'll bring him back.
They'll bring him back. And also, they just came out and said that Vulture is very integral to this, to Spider-Man himself, the way they've done it in this universe. So he'll be back. He'll be back at some point. I think when they get to Sinister Six, he'll be back.
Okay. And then everyone was complaining, there's going to probably be too much Iron Man. Honestly, what did we get total screen time with Iron Man?
15 minutes.
8 minutes?
15.
It felt more. It was like around 15 minutes.
Happy
didn't even feel like that.
It felt like Happy got more than.
Happy did get more screen time than Tony did.
I say Tony got about 8 minutes. Happy got 10. This was really a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, it was. And to that point, that is why, when you look at, if you want to start comparing to the others, right? In terms of him playing Peter Parker, that is playing the younger Peter Parker, I think he encapsulates that quite well.
He's perfect, dude. I
You
mean,
know, for
they
for
wanted
its
that high
age,
school vibe,
right? Yeah, you
that
get
high
that.
school vibe with a character that's actually really 2 years out of high school. It's the part.
Yeah, and then if you go to the Spider-Man part, right? I will say while he didn't have too many quips while he was Spider-Man, I'm okay with that because he's actually a younger kid. So there are funny moments and funny things he said. Unlike, say, what's his name? Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had more quips. Remember, he was older too. So this is also like Spider-Man Year One. That's really what it was. You know, I like the fact they didn't give us the origin story again. You know, his friend asked him, he told him he was bit by a spider. He was asking him some silly questions. He's like, no. He's like, can you spin a web? You know, can you bite people? Do you put all that kind of stuff? Like, those are the kind of things that made this movie more endearing because, again, it was about high school and his friendship, right? You know, and how he relates to all those different things, whether it's girls, his friends. Remember, his friend was like, show up to the party as Spider-Man, be cool. That's what his world is, right? But once he gets there, he has a job to do. I even like the fact that they address the problem that, you know, he cannot swing without trees or anything that's tall. You remember when he lands and he runs and he fires the webbing and it just shoots off.
Yeah, I did actually like that.
But that was brilliant, dude. He landed in a golf course.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. I saw that. Everyone in the theater started laughing.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny just because there's been people who've always asked that question. It's like, well, what if Spider-Man isn't in a city? What if he's like in the countryside or something like that? He has nothing to latch on to with his webs. So he's stuck with running.
Yeah. I mean, so you had all those things and it makes sense. That's why I said to me it's better than the other ones. I mean, even look, let's put it this way. I'll put it this way. The only couple in Spider-Man that had better chemistry that even Peter and Lisa is Andrew Garfield with Gwen Stacy, his Spider-Man.
And they were dating in real life.
Exactly. Tobey Maguire had zero chemistry with Kirsten Dunst.
Well, no one has chemistry with that tombstone.
No, just don't say anything wrong. But
no, I wasn't going to say nothing bad. She's just a tombstone when she acts.
But yeah. So I think, I mean, like, you know, it's one of those things where I think it did a very good job of cementing that. Now, my thing is, I would actually like to see him go up against an R-rated Venom, or at least a Venom that is Tom Hardy. Like, after I've seen this movie, I actually want a Venom movie. That's the funny thing now.
Yeah, but even though Amy Pascal said that that the Venom movie and Spider-Man: Homecoming are in the same universe, but well,
they're not connected. Same space, but not connected.
Kind of like with
Netflix, they can connect it so perfectly. They could actually connect it so perfectly with Infinity War because Venom is coming out after all that, so he could bring back the symbiote from space, and that's how they could connect it. I mean, the way they connected him into the MCU was brilliant. Take it back to when the first Avengers movie 8 years ago.
I mean, well, actually, that's wrong. I call it still wrong timeline because it's 2012, 8 years, 2020. We're in 2017.
I'll run with their timeline. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but it's still a plot hole, dude.
It's terrible.
Well, technically, Peter Parker was in Iron Man too.
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's not technical, dude. It's like factual. Feige came out and confirmed that kid was Peter Parker.
That was an easier way of saying Peter Parker's been in this universe since the beginning.
It is kind of a cop out, but still, Kevin Feige said it, so it's canon.
Yes, I'll believe it. And Miles Morales was also mentioned in this movie too.
He said, "I know that Aaron Davis is Miles Morales' uncle, and that Aaron had mentioned his nephew lived in this area. So yes, but he didn't actually name drop Miles.
You don't have to name drop. That shows that he's in the universe.
As long as you mention the uncle, that's it.
He's the uncle. He has a nephew who will eventually become a Spider-Man.
Eventually, yeah. So it's Earth 616 and the Ultimate Universe mashed into one because Miles Morales is the Ultimate Spider-Man. He's not in Earth 616
with superior Spider-Man suits. That's what he had.
Yeah. I'm only familiar with Peter Parker. The only thing I know about Miles Morales is that he's black. That's all I know.
Oh, you need to read it, man.
I know I should read it. I just never got around to doing it.
His friend is from Miles Morales' universe. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that's Miles Morales in this movie that they just basically, it's a mixed mash of whatever you want to call it. Which is why some people were like, you might as well just have Miles Morales in the first place. But whatever they want to do, they can try it out. But
he's talking about Flash Thompson. I actually enjoyed this version of a bully.
Yeah, I did. I mean, it fits this world and it fits their school. That's just it, right?
Well, the thing that I liked most about this interpretation of Flash Thompson is the fact that the Flash Thompson that we are familiar with from the comics and even the Tobey Maguire movies is that he was the big jock that picked on the nerds. While in this movie, he's not a jock. He's just another nerd picking on other nerds.
No, he's the cool nerd.
He's the cool kid nerd who really only picks on Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And he calls him Penis Parker.
And remember, his family's rich. He's got a nice Audi.
That was his dad's car.
No, that's his dad's car. That was his dad's car.
It's still a nice car, which his dad owns. So which means, Peter Parker doesn't have any of that.
He just has his webs.
And he kept doing the little air horn. Wah, 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 wah.
Exactly right. In terms of like spoilers, end credits, there are two. The second one is absolutely nothing, but it's funny, even though there's nothing to it whatsoever as it pertains to other Marvel movies.
I didn't watch that one. I left.
Oh, you should have stayed for that one because you were really.
Oh no, I already heard because I watched the Easter egg thing in the description, and honestly, I don't care for Captain America making fun of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, he was making fun of you. It was not the universe. I'm going to spoil it now. Basically, even though he was talking, he was basically saying sometimes you wait patiently for stuff to come, and there's nothing important while you sit there and wait. And I mean, the idea is, when you sit down, you're waiting for a second Easter egg, right? Mm-hmm. And then he gets there, basically telling you, "Sorry,
there's nothing here.
You wasted your time." But don't worry, it will pay off at some other point in time. So literally, my theater. Only one person stood up. Everyone waited, and and he's laughing the whole time while he's trying. He's trying not to laugh because he knows he's joking at the audience's expense. And then he's like, "How many more of this do I have to record?" They're like 6 or 7 or something like that in there.
Yeah, so, I didn't wait for that crap. I left.
Yeah.
No, I stayed for the prison scene between Toombs and Scorpion. So
yeah.
I didn't.
Nacho.
Yeah. Nacho. Where do we know him from?
He was also in Orphan Black.
Yeah, he was in Orphan Black, but where do we know him as Nacho from?
Well, you don't know him because you don't watch Better Call Saul.
Oh, so he was in Better Call Saul. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, he must be Better Call Saul.
So here we have it. So Lou loves Spider-Man.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd give it a 9.
And Mr. OK there would give it what, a 5 or 6?
I'd give it maybe a 6.8.
Wow, that is. So you're telling me that Guardians is better than this movie?
Guardians 2?
Yeah.
No.
Then you gave Guardians like a 7 or 8. So why is this a 6? This is where ratings fail you. You need to rectify that.
All right, fine. You know what? I'm not going to use numbers here. I will say that I did enjoy Spider-Man Homecoming more than Guardians Volume 2. Because Guardians Volume 2 was basically a prime example of sequelitis. I mean, it was just a prime example as to why you should not have the same director direct the second movie.
Oh, my God. I could read you what Josh wrote about Guardians 2 because he watched it last night. He called it a steaming pile of trash, basically.
I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to call it trash. I'm just going to say that Guardians 2 was nowhere near as good as the first one.
No, there were too many jokes. But anyway, let's move on from Guardians. Move on to our Spider-Man Homecoming.
Victor wants to know Spider-Man or Wonder Woman.
I'd take Wonder Woman.
Yeah, same here. Wonder Woman.
I'll take Spider-Man.
But Spider-Man was definitely fun. Wonder Woman, like again, it depends on.
For what Wonder Woman did and the achievements that it's pulling in is wonderful.
Yeah, I would definitely.
It was a great movie. And then, I mean, my daughter watched it, and she said the same thing. The third act,
they're not the same kind of movie, to be precise.
Yeah, they're not even the same.
Yeah,
they're not even the same comic book company. One's Marvel, the other's DC. But
if I had to pick, that they're comic book movies. So, but types of movies, are different. One is more action comedy. One is more action thriller. You could say.
I would say more action drama, but whatever.
If I was to compare Wonder Woman to any one of the MCU movies, it'd be the first Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of the same timeline. Well, it's kind of dark in the same areas.
That's the thing. Everybody compares it to that. I don't compare it to that at all. It doesn't even come.
No, Wonder Woman takes place during World War One. Captain America First Avenger takes place during World War Two.
No, it's not even that. Everybody, because it takes place in the past and it's in either World War One or Two, everybody tries to compare the two. I don't even look at them as being the same at all. I see MCU doesn't really have a movie that compares to Wonder Woman in my mind in terms of just the drama flow, you know. The closest I would give it, none actually in my mind, because most MCU movies are action comedies. That's what they are.
Well,
you know, I haven't seen. There's no serious esque MCU movie at all. None of them are. So, you know, it won't compare. But anyway, moving on to
Castlevania.
Castlevania came out 4 episodes. Have you seen Castlevania yet?
Yes, I told Charles to watch it.
Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I watched it. Yeah, I've watched it, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that I would enjoy it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, like when I tell Charles yesterday to watch it, damn it, I don't like Castlevania. Blah 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 blah, and then comes back. I'm in the movies. I don't read none of the messages come out. Hey, Castlevania was pleasantly good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, Castlevania was really good. I mean, it's fantastic for someone who...
It was more violent than I was expecting it to be. I mean, there was that demon that was crawling on the outskirts of the town, holding a baby's corpse in its mouth. I mean, that's pretty ballsy.
I mean, yeah.
The violence was great.
Taking off people's fingers and things like that. The one thing I liked about Castlevania was, as someone who played the game, Symphony of the Night was the one. This is what this is based off. Because the one that I played was Castlevania Simon's Quest, all from the NES, regular Nintendo. This Symphony of the Night was either Game Boy Advance, I think, where it's Alucard, who is Dracula's son, Travis Belmont, and the magician woman, I can't remember her name in that one. But I was just disappointed that it was 4 episodes. Man. I've watched that. You remember yesterday I told you I was going around the city, so I just downloaded it all on Netflix on my phone. And I was watching it on the train, and I'm like, really, people, man? Really? You all just had to make this 4 episodes? Seriously?
Yeah. You know how we discussed, like, we'll review it on Monday.
Yeah, and then I see 4 episodes, and I see it's 23 minutes roughly per episode, I think, on that.
Well, hey, the good thing is it also got renewed, and they're doubling the episode count.
No, Castlevania needs to be lengthy, man. I mean, and the cool thing about Castlevania itself is that they could make different stories based off each of the games. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, even though it's all with Dracula still, but you could have just almost like each season is almost like an alternate timeline, so to speak. Whether it's Simon with Simon Belmont, who I believe is his older brother, and then you could have it with Travis, you could have it with a different one altogether, and just put it out that way. And
I played the game, the very first Castlevania briefly, couldn't get past it. Couldn't get past that first level.
It's hard, man.
I just quit playing. What's this crap with this stupid whip? This whip ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, they'll get whipped, and then you throw a cross, and you get holy water for life, and then you just jump up and down. I played that game, and it was hard on the NES, man. Simon's Quest was not easy at all. So, but I like the translation they did here, and especially when they said it was going to be violent, I was like, all right, we'll see. I mean,
Hey, but see, the good thing about this is the same producer that did this is doing the animated Assassin's Creed for Netflix.
okay, that's good. That gives me hope for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So Charles, you might get a good Assassin's Creed show.
I'd rather Assassin's Creed be live action. I don't want animated.
That's what you're saying now. You probably look. Live action is terrible. You've already seen it,
Yeah.
so you might as well take animated where they at least you can scrap it even if it's horrible and redo it immediately and be good, as opposed to live action will cost $100 million and then as
It costs $120 million.
I would have thought animated was more expensive just because of how much time it takes to create each episode.
If it was more expensive, there'd be fewer cartoons or anime out there. Not even close, man. Not even close. I mean, to make an
I'm
animated,
not in the business, so I guess I don't know. But I don't know. On the subject of Castlevania, I think the one part that I probably enjoyed the most because it made me laugh a lot is the bar fight during episode 2, where they kept kicking him in the balls, and he kept saying,
that was episode 1.
that was episode one.
Could you leave my testicles alone? I was like, I was laughing pretty hard at that part because they kept kicking him in the balls.
Homie, no, I know he was hurting inside.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I liked it. I liked the show overall. I'm a little disappointed that Dracula didn't show up in the finale, though.
Nah, for episodes, no, not even close. I don't expect it, especially how powerful he is. And he basically stopped his son with one scratch.
Yeah.
And his son had to go and heal for a while.
Now is this when his son mentioned his name Alucard? Is that the same Alucard from like that other vampire related anime?
Oh, you mean Vampire Hunter D?
Yeah.
I don't think it's not the same Alucard. I don't think there's even Alucard there. There's I don't think there's Alucard in Vampire Hunter D.
I know there's another anime with that involves vampires with a character named Alucard.
Vampire Hunter D now needs to be made into another series, or at least a movie on Netflix, since they're on this roll, because that requires at least another chapter in this episode. Have you seen that, Charles, or have you seen that, Lou?
No.
You should watch it.
Vampire Hunter D?
Yeah, if you liked Castlevania, you like this. You like Vampire Hunter D.
Is it in English?
Yeah, it's in English. They're both they have dubbed English. And that's how I watched the first one. When I say dubbed
is acceptable, but
no, it's well dubbed. The guy, I mean, the voice translation matches the Japanese in the sense where, you know how like
it's not butchered like Dragon Ball.
Oh no, it's not even close to me. No, it's never that. I mean, you know how like a guy's voice sounds tough in Japanese, and then you get the same level of audio across. So I think Vampire Hunter D is the 1985, 2000s Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Definitely worth checking out if you like Castlevania and you need more while you wait for them to produce more.
Now that's the question. Will we get the second season later this year, or are we going to have to wait a whole year?
I don't know. Early next year, probably.
Because we've seen how we were getting like Voltron animated 13 episodes, but we were getting 2 blocks of it within a year.
When's the next Voltron? Is it this year or next year?
August.
Okay, so it's not far off. But yeah, it was definitely good. Definitely.
Now, I'm curious to know, how far did you get in Glow?
I finished Glow.
So what did you think of Glow?
Glow
I know
fun.
Charles didn't watch it, so I don't know if that's up his alley.
Glow was a blast, man. That was absolutely fantastic.
The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. It's on Netflix. 10 episodes. They're about 35 minutes each.
Oh, you fly through it quickly.
Yeah. Before you know it, you're done. Great. It was awesome. Yeah, I like the feud between Bree, whatever, Allison Brie, and the other chick, the mom.
Yeah.
That the black lady, not the trainer, but the other one, the food stamp queen.
Oh yeah, what's it? Yeah, food stamp. No. Is it food stamp queen or queen of food? No, you're right. It's probably food stamp queen because I don't think it's queen of food stamps.
Welfare queen.
Welfare queen. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Welfare queen.
And then they made the one chick that wasn't even Chinese.
He's like, so being racist. He's like, yeah. pretty much. And then
The director was hilarious too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good show. I mean, I think they had the right balance of castmates, and also the humor didn't overexceed, because certainly shows like that you can try and make it too funny, trying hard to get like laughs or gaffes at different places, and they didn't exceed that. They just kind of kept it in check where you expected it to be funny when it was, and also because of the era, and everybody was doing blow left and right. It was funny. The
director was doing blow left and right.
He's doing, and the producer, and he did it with a couple of people. So
now there was a documentary that's also came out with this. I just don't know the name of it. That's on Netflix as well that I want to check out.
Oh, okay.
That highlights, I think, the 4 years that it was on television.
Yeah, definitely worth watching though. If you want something to watch this weekend, it's quick, easy, and also a lot of fun. Glow hits a mark.
It's a good binge. I will say that.
Yeah. I'm moving on to Preacher. Preacher, I've only watched 2 episodes, not 3.
You still ain't watched the third one. I watched all 3 of them last night.
Because I watched Glow and I finished Castlevania, my friend. You gotta pick and choose. I will say from the first 2 episodes, I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. And I love the fact that, he has somebody who he cannot stop with Killer of All Saints. Especially that scene in episode 2 where he was at the gun club and he tells all of them to shoot the guy, and the guy was just like, he can't shoot him, you can't kill him with a
nothing.
The grenade, the truck. I mean,
he got rammed by the truck, got ambushed by all the bullets,
fired a grenade launcher at him.
Preacher stuck. Yeah.
So Preacher has to find God or something, because that dude is not going anywhere. And that angel, he made a mistake by telling the angel to find peace at the very end of the episode, where the angel agreed he was going to stop the Killer of All Saints, but when he gave him the command, find peace, that changed everything. Mm-hmm. Because the angel was kind of like, okay, all right, I want to leave, and I have to do what I have to do. And that's what just kept things going. I was like, oh man, you should have just given him a direct order.
Yo, but homeboy could walk.
Who?
The Killer of All Saints?
Oh yeah, he walks with like thunder, or no, like a little earthquake going.
I mean, homie is walking.
One thing I noticed when I was watching, going back to Castlevania just a little bit, but the actor that plays the Killer of Saints in Preacher, he did voice work for Castlevania.
Whose voice work?
I don't know what character he played specifically, but when I watched the opening credits of Castlevania, Gavin McTavish, who is the actor who plays the Killer of Saints, showed up in the opening credits for Castlevania. So he did do voice work for that show.
So since you brought that up and you couldn't tell us exactly who he was, how about you search for it on IMDb and give us the right person he played?
Oh, all right.
That's what happens when you mention stuff, man, without any backing, man.
Castlevania, Netflix.
There we go. Yeah, you can't just bring that up and not actually mention.
I would have never known.
Yeah, give me a minute. All right. My internet's acting slow today.
I thought you have fast internet now. What happened, man?
That's supposedly Monday.
I'm not getting it until Monday. I'm not getting it until Monday.
My bad.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me see. All right. Oh, he's not in the main cast.
We're waiting.
Oh, wait. Oh, holy crap. Graham McTavish, who also plays the Killer of Saints in Preacher, also plays the voice of Dracula in Castlevania.
I would have guessed that. I just didn't want to tell you. I knew that.
That was my suspicion as well, but I didn't have any confirmation, so I couldn't make any assumptions.
Okie dokie. All right, cool. And thoughts on Preacher, Lou?
Well, the first 2 episodes were great. The third episode's a little slower, but you could expect that. I mean, they're in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. That's where they headed.
Okay.
And Tulip is going through some turmoil while she's down there.
Because of the person who she used to work for.
Is that what it is? The person she used to work for?
Yeah, remember that guy that says you need to call whoever it was? That was
Call Victor.
Victor, yeah. She either owes Victor something or used to work for Victor. And he's like, oh, you got to call Victor. And then she beat him up. Yeah.
She ain't beat him up. She killed homeboy.
I know. She beat him up. I just told her that. Beat him up. But yeah. And what about you, Charles? What do you think?
I liked him. I'd have to say the first 2 episodes were great. Episode 3, however, I mean, I do agree it was a little bit slow, but just the fact of how doing the whole, like, walking into a bar saying, like, have you seen God? Can you tell me where God is? That kind of
thing. That scene was funny.
I don't know. Just, I mean, I know it was a joke on the whole, like, a preacher walks into a bar asking for God. I mean, it's like a joke. It's just a joke, but still, it felt too cliche to me.
Oh no, that part might have felt cliche, but the part that was awesome was the fact that they walked him all the way down, all that down to downstairs level to see a human dressed in a dog costume about to play with some spoilers for E, some erotic toys.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it. Look, no, that didn't even bug me. I've come to expect stuff like that from a show like Preacher. But
and then another thing, see, he hasn't watched it yet, but there's someone else I think going after that voice. See, times like this makes me want to read the comic book, but I don't want to read the comic book because then I'm gonna be disappointed like I was with freaking Walking Dead. So I'm hesitant to read the comic.
Don't read the comic, but no, I think you're talking about those people in the white suits, right?
Yeah, how the girl staged that. Again, spoiler, stages like her kidnapping.
Yeah, she stages her
kidnapping.
She
ends up being with the people in the white suits.
Yeah, I remember our friend Todd mentioning something about some sort of like cult, like this apocalyptic cult that it doesn't want God found. And they want the and they think this is the coming of the apocalypse or something like that. I think that's who these people are. The people in the white suits. I think that's who they are. They're that apocalypse cult.
Okay,
could be. I mean, Victor, I have no idea who Pig is. That could just be something random or something significant that'll play down the line.
I'm just waiting for Jesus to show up.
Does he show up in the comic?
Because. Yeah, he shows up in the comic, and he is a bum. He's a bum. He like walks around in like an open-up, button-up T-shirt and a pair of boxers, and he's wearing sandals, and he like gets high and drinks a lot, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay,
that's a good take on him.
Yeah,
okay. Interesting. All right, cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the shows to cover. Right? Anything else? There's no other show, right?
No. One thing I will mention, it's not really superhero related, but I did recently see the movie Baby Driver.
Yeah, you guys could discuss that. I was so close to going to watch it today, but
awesome movie.
Time restraint.
Awesome.
Kind of put us.
And your thoughts? Charles?
Oh, I liked Baby Driver, but I felt it dragged on in some parts. I did. Like, it had its slow moments, but it was still a great movie. I enjoyed it. I thought John Hamm was a fantastic villain. I thought he was very cool. I liked Kevin Spacey, but then again, I like Kevin Spacey in pretty much everything he does.
I thought he was the villain.
No, Kevin Spacey was not the villain.
Not
really.
No, the villain was Jamie Foxx.
Well, so was John Hamm. Hamm was also the villain.
John was not really a villain. He was because of what happened, right?
Yeah. All right.
Jamie Foxx was the one who just torpedoed the whole thing.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx was the dick of the entire movie.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry, I have to apologize to Lou because I had actually mentioned that the girl that Baby was getting with, I thought that was Lily Collins, as in like Phil Collins' daughter. Nope, it's another actress by the name of Lily James. So I was mistaken. It's not her.
But yeah, no, it's a good movie. Good use of music and soundtrack.
Yes.
I like the fact in Baby Driver that even when he was with Jamie Foxx's crew for the robbery and they're about to go, he's like, no, wait. He now, went back to the beginning of the track. It hit play. He's like, okay, go now. Because he times everything, to that. And
an interesting fact was Edgar Wright only used 10% CGI for this movie.
I didn't even notice any CGI in the movie.
Yeah. No, the driving was real, so
yeah,
it's good. Which is why I said, like, to me with Edgar Wright, like, what should Edgar Wright do next, right?
Well, aren't they planning on doing a
Sony wants a sequel. Does this movie deserve a sequel?
No.
No,
this should be a one-off for only one movie and then just move on.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. As much as I would still like to see more from the, Baby Driver world, it's a singular movie. It shouldn't be a sequel.
Well, not every movie should try to establish some sort of universe. Not every single one should do that.
Now, some people were saying Edgar Wright should make a Spider-Man movie. I could see him doing that, but I would rather see him do I would want to see him do a Booster Gold Blue Beetle movie. Because of the way his writing style is and temperament, that I think would be fantastic. Because you don't have to necessarily do too much in terms of special effects. It's just dialogue with those two.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a really good job with dialogue in his movie. So I'd like to see that. But, we'll see. All right, let's move on to some news. We mentioned that, of course, Assassin's Creed producer is the same producer on Castlevania, I believe.
Yeah.
And Dread producer is also going to be working on Castlevania, Assassin's Creed anime. And then some other news, fresh off the boat star, Randall Park joins Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, adding some more diversity in there.
And he's totally playing an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. character named Jimmy Wong, I think it is.
Yeah. We also talked about Sony wanting Edgar Wright to do a sequel to Baby Driver, which we already know about that. Mustafa Shakar and Gabrielle Dennis have joined Luke Cage Season 2, which is currently filming at this point. So I'm not sure who they're playing. They didn't actually mention specifically. Sorry. Mustafa and Gabrielle have been cast as John McCleaver and Tilda Johnson, respectively. I'm not sure who they are in the comics, so I can't give you a definite answer on that.
And then also news dropped today. Was it today? Might have been yesterday, but Erica Dorn, whatever the hell, Lois from Smallville is coming to Supergirl to play her mom.
Yeah, apparently the actress that played Kara's mother during the first two seasons is out and is going to be replaced by Erica Durance. So,
well, she's only out because of commitments to other shows that she couldn't come to this one to film.
I don't even care.
I don't like it when movies and TV shows do this shit because I'm sorry for my language. It messes with the continuity. They did the same crap in the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser, where in the first two movies it had Rachel Weisz, and then in the last movie they brought in Maria Bello, and I'm like,
yeah, but the reason for that was because she was pregnant and she couldn't film.
Yeah, I know, but they could have waited.
No.
All right, 1 second.
Anyway, and then finally, let's see. Castlevania is renewed. Episode 7 has the title and details. For
Game of Thrones for the first 3 episodes.
Dragonstone, and July 16th, John Kit Harington organizes the Defense of the North. Cersei tries to even the odds, and Daenerys comes home.
That's Dragonstone.
And then Stormborn, Daenerys receives an unexpected visitor. John faces a revolt, which his sister probably involved in that. Tyrion plans the conquest of Westeros. And then the Queen's Justice, Daenerys holds court. Cersei returns a gift. Jaime learns from his mistakes. So we shall see. Should be interesting the next 10 weeks.
10 weeks? You mean 7?
7 weeks, sorry. I was thinking about 10
I got news on that front. There is a possibility that I may not be able to watch Game of Thrones anymore. Because I come to find out that we might be getting rid of our movie channels.
That's gonna be rough.
Well, I could always,
like I told you,
I could always sign up for HBO Now, but the thing is that I can only subscribe to either HBO Now or Stars Direct. I can't subscribe to both.
You do one. Remember, you could cancel when the season's over.
But Game of Thrones comes on during the summer and American Gods comes on during the fall. No, winter, doesn't it? Or is it spring?
That was in early April. They're not going to match up at the same timeline, so
okay, all right, then that might actually work.
You're good. You can do it. All right, now let's talk about trailers before we wrap up. I didn't watch the Death Note trailer. I don't care.
I watched it. To be honest, I don't really know much about Death Note, but what I saw in the trailer, it seemed interesting. I might check it out.
Yeah, it seemed interesting. I mean, I don't know nothing about the anime, so I'll give it a whirl.
All I know is that some guy writes names into a book, and then whoever's name gets written down, they die at some point in the future.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
And then,
I like that.
And then the other two trailers were the horrible Inhumans trailer. Just bad.
Dude, honestly, I felt, was Ramsey all over again. Plotting and scheming.
Yeah, I get that part, but
I'm indifferent towards the Inhumans trailer. I'm going to wait until the show actually comes out, and then I will voice my opinion.
To me, it looks like trash, man. Like hot trash.
Oh, well, Jumanji, my theater loved it.
Oh yeah. When I went to see Spider-Man: Homecoming, they showed the Jumanji trailer as well, and people laughed. But I'm still unsure about it. I don't know. I mean, on one hand, it looks hilarious, and on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this.
What I see different is the fact that it's going to probably be a different part of that jungle of the game.
Well, no,
that's why
they said this.
Go ahead.
They said this Jumanji movie is going to be in the same universe as the original Jumanji movie, just takes place many, many, many years later. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be like a reference to the original movie.
Oh, there's going to be a reference, and then they're going to talk about how it became a book from a book to a game. So that's going to be the reference point with the...
Yeah, but in Robin Williams, it was a board game.
Yeah, it was a board game.
Sorry, board game to or digital game. My bad, I said book. Sorry. Board game to digital game. So we'll see how that turns out, but
Which, I mean, like I said, I'll give it I'm not going to see it personally because, I feel bad for The Rock, but he's going up against Star Wars. He ain't going to win no weekends.
Oh, hell no. That's when Jumanji's coming out, is around December?
Comes out Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell.
The movie should be at least a week before. I mean, even if it's a week before, you're fine, because then after people watch Star Wars, they will still watch your stuff. That's just what you need to do.
Yeah,
unless they're hoping for counter balancing with it,
counter programming.
Yeah. I mean, and then I will agree with you as far as King Arthur and the Swords movie. It was a great movie. It's sad that won't get a sequel.
Didn't they?
Unless it does well on digital.
Didn't they plan that movie out as like how many movies did they have planned? Wasn't it like
they didn't plan anything. That was from that. They just said they were hoping it would open up that way. I mean, it's a movie that can end and you can leave it there if you wanted to. The way to end it, there's no threat or anything at the end. It opened and closed well. It's a fun movie. It was
a very fun movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And that was all about this. It was about the power of the sword, and not necessarily, the sword gave you superhero powers pretty much, man. It was like a video game.
Yeah.
It was like, well, I don't want to say Legend of Zelda. I'm having that theme song.
It was like Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor? Okay.
Yeah, that's how it was, pretty much.
I've only played Shadow of Mordor for the first 2 hours.
Yeah, it did. Beat it. It kind of had that Lord of the Rings type vibe with the really, these were super huge elephants.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So that was good. I watched Alien Covenant. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but everyone seems to hate it.
I hated that movie, man. Have you watched Life?
No.
Go watch Life. That is a true alien movie you should be watching. I'm serious. Because do you mean Alien Covenant had too many stupid things going on? From the very beginning, when they got that distress signal, why would you go when your mission is not supposed to go there?
Curiosity always kills the cat.
But in situations like that, they have protocol that prevents that curiosity from taking hold.
There were so many protocols broken. The captain didn't listen to his assistant or captain on the ship. Didn't consider the fact they have 3,000 souls in there, and then when they landed, they had no landing protocol procedures for an alien planet. Man, what kind of rubbish is this? This is stupid. They had no quarantine protocols. It was just dumb. I was just like,
you know what? I'm actually hoping that that Ridley Scott finally says, like, you know what? Well, I'm done with the Alien franchise. Let's give it back to Neil Blomkamp.
No, because if you watch Life, they are protocols, and I mean the basic premise of Life is they're trying to make sure this thing does not get to Earth. Done.
Now, any of you guys watch
doesn't it get to Earth? Yeah, I saw the Geostorm trailer.
I saw Explosion. I just thought of like 2012, that disaster movie.
From the producer.
It's a disaster movie. What do you expect?
I was like, never mind. I'm skipping that one completely.
I might watch it just because I like a good
look, if it's
movie.
At home, yeah, sure, but I'm not going to theaters to go watch that as a disaster movie. Come on. I'm not.
Now, what else do we get? I mean, I sent you the link yesterday, E. What trailers were you kind of expecting and what not to expect from Comic-Con?
Justice League is going to be one.
We're not expecting anything from the Fox panel because, honestly, nothing is filmed yet with the exception of Deadpool and what's that one? New Mutants just started.
Last week. Yeah. Justice League, we will definitely get a trailer. We could get an Aquaman sneak peek because they kind of did that with Justice League last year, remember?
I kind of hope, you know how they did the Justice League? We kind of called it a trailer, but they want to say it's a sneak peek. Yeah. That shit was cut like a trailer.
That's what they
kind of hope we get something like that in Aquaman.
Shooting for quite a bit, so we'll get that. And then I think we'll get a bunch of announcements from DC. On the Marvel side of things, we might get Thor. Thor is something they should show.
I could see Thor because, Thor's November. That's their next movie.
Yeah, and that's it. I think
it's their full trailer.
And then they will show behind the scenes of like Infinity War, just full people there. That's it. Nothing to.
Well, Infinity War is going to D23.
No, they'll show it behind the scenes clip, like behind the. I'm not talking about trailer stuff. Behind the scenes, like Tony Stark on set. That's that kind of stuff. Some story stuff
that we've kind of seen ourselves. I mean, the not leaked pictures, but some of the pictures that have dropped. We just got Ant-Man and Doctor Strange link up.
Yeah, I know, but that's what they'll show. So I think that's what at least we'll get people still excited in there. I
feel bad for Jeremy Reiner though.
Homie
broke his right elbow and then broke his left wrist.
Yeah,
that must have been a hell of a fall.
That's rough. You're right, Fox nothing. So I think again DC will probably get the most out of this.
DC's winning again
because they will also come out and state their movie lineup because the movie lineup stops after Aquaman. So the next thing is to tell us what's coming out next after that. Is it Wonder Woman 2, Man of Steel? Is it things like that?
I thought they already had a plan all the way until 2020, and that in 2020 we'd get Green Lantern Corps.
It's a soft scrap.
Revising that plan.
So what they say is all those movies are coming. It's just when. For instance, the Flash movie is still going to be made.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know
eventually.
When. Yeah, we just don't know when. So that's why it's more of like, when are these movies coming out? Because again, Suicide Squad 2 is pending. That was never in that original plan, remember?
Mm-hmm.
At all. So there's that. There's also the new Batgirl movie announced. So
Batgirl, Gotham City Sirens, all that wasn't in the slate. That Nightwing movie.
All right, yeah.
Plus, Nightwing movie, which was
so announced. Now they have to adapt. They have to adjust their plan.
So they have to adjust, and since Umberto says they're moving to 3 a year, so I can see they might also announce that 2018. I don't think at this point if they announce that they're going to production for a movie,
if they get into production soon enough, they could probably drop
another movie 2018. Yeah,
at the end of 2018, where they could probably move Aquaman up.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, so they could do that if they amount. It depends on what they announce. So we'll have to wait and see. But you're definitely right on that one. Anyway, guys, I've come to the end of the show.
I want to know what Dustin's talking about. What do you think with them bringing back Puppet Master? Who's Puppet Master?
I don't know.
Is he talking about Jigsaw? Charles?
No, not that Puppet Master though.
No, the only puppet master that I'm familiar with is the old puppet master like horror movies with those little puppets that start killing people. I mean, I've heard rumors of them trying to revive that franchise.
I'm not sure exactly which puppet master it is, but anyway, we just have to wait and see. DC streaming service, there'll be more info on that because Titans and all the TV stuff that they're doing on there.
That's it, Charles.
Yeah, animated stuff. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Some changes, like I mentioned, Game of Thrones after show on Board at Work. Superhero Hour will be moving to Board at Work and live, and then you have the post show. You have the on live version here. Trailer reactions will still be here. We're just trying to test out some things differently. So at this point, I want to say thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment.
Bye-bye.
Bye.